All right, guys, it is day 2, and we are gonna get this damn mold working. So we have the trim jig is out. The mold is finished overnight. It's the afternoon right now. I'm just getting in, and let's see here. That's a beautiful sound right there. Oh, it's gonna be a two-hander. All right, now here is the old mold. As you can see, flat right there, which is the reason why it completely failed. And so here's the new one where I bumped it up where the MRD is. Yeah, that was 100% my bad. I just completely didn't take it into consideration. And also, I did bump this out a little bit more, as you can see right there. So we'll see how well this goes from here. Completely forgot something else. Let me show you. Now, when you do a cut in half like this, when you do the fold, you're going to need room in the fold for it to actually fold. So, if you notice, I have it raised here, 1/4 inch, right there, and right here is down, which means I forgot to add that blocking right there. Which means when I fold it, it's going to be touching each other on that fold. So, we could try it, or I could print the spacer that goes inside there. So, we'll see. I'm going to go mark the program right now. That's what I get. All right, so luckily I was able to make the piece that goes right in the center here, and pretty much I just added it and then subtracted the mold. So I got that piece coming. It's going to take 42 minutes to print on the bamboo with PETG. So in 42 minutes we'll be coming back. You just get so angry when you forget the simple, easy stuff. That mold will work, but I did change it in the program, so the next one I do will do that. But that was a 14-hour print. So let's do this. So I'll move on, do some other stuff. We got a storm coming in here, which means I'm going to lose internet for a little bit, but it is what it is. Perks of having satellite internet in the woods. But we'll move on to the next thing. All right, it's been 40 minutes, and I am glad it's done. Look, it looks like it was meant to be. You can see I just installed it, so it's fine. And now I'm going to throw this in the freezer, and let's see how it goes. So in all honesty, if this one breaks, I'm perfectly fine with it because I know I have to reprint them anyway. But this is going to see how well it works. So I'm going to throw it in the freezer. The oven is heating up, and then I got more projects that I'm going to do. Kydex in the press, mold in the freezer. Let's hope this works. I can't believe I forgot. It's just a simple thing, but you know what? It happens. So we're going to go from here. I got a couple projects to do and a lot of programming to do to get some more stuff on the machines and the CNC. So I got holsters to make. So as soon as it comes out of the freezer, I'm going to spray that with the Appel, and then move on to the next project after we do this, obviously. So we got the trim jig, we got everything all set up, and got about 10 degrees to go. Right, looking good. A couple taps came right out. I hate the tenting right there. I'm hoping my trim jig cuts that off, but we'll work with it. Let's check it out. We are all drilled. Everything is all set this way. Now let's put the trim jig in. Obviously it's not going to fit in the center like it was designed because this is missing it, but it's no problem. So we'll go ahead, cut this out, trim it out, and it's going to be right at that bridge, so we can work with it. And so let's check it out and see how this comes out. And hopefully it's a lot better than before. Trim's pretty good. It looks like that I did this indent not as wide as I needed to get the bearing to fit in there, but all in all, it really wasn't that bad. I am going to modify it just a little bit for this particular one, but that's just a different trim jig, so no big deal right there, but I do like the way this came out. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it before we do anything else, and let's see how this looks, because I'm really excited. So we want this to disappear. All right, let's do some assembly here and make sure everything is all good. We're gonna put these guys in here. definitely how I wanted it. So looking better. I might adjust the trim jig a little bit. So let's see here. We're going to Loctite these. The other stuff I'm not going to Loctite at the moment, only because technically there really is no real order for this at the moment. But with all this tightened up, let's see if this just drops in. Yep. Okay, and oh. Yep, it's holding it. Grips it. That's it right there. I'll back it off just a little bit. Okay. All right. So that's good. So that's holding that. And obviously with the microphone here, you don't have to worry about anything like that. So I can do, like for example on this, I can do a window right here if you want to see the screen, but that also, you know, this is to protect it all when you could just pop it out. Now I'm going to try, see, like I said, the dipples that I did didn't go that well because I didn't have them deep enough. So let's do a couple more things here. So we grab 4 of these guys, the threaded posts, 4 bushings. Wow, come on. Make sure this is plenty high enough so it clearances it so it doesn't scrape on the back of the battery. Oh yeah, plenty. So with those in, bada bing. Okay, now this you have your options. You could do either combat loop tech lock or dual molly. All right, I am going to get a bungee cord because I want to try and see, because like I said, I wanted it to go from here to here. That's why I did that little notch so it could just stay right there. But I don't think that notch may even be needed. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some bungee as an extra safety. Looks like I have just a little bit left. So that's fine. So let's get this through here. And the idea is let's put it here. Now this is, obviously it's stretchy. So let's take these 2, put together. Let's see where we're going to need it. Actually, that's pretty good right there. And back, and then, okay. So the notch idea, isn't really needed, but this is to go here on this side. So tighten that up. Then I'll leave a little bit of this. And what I'll do is I'll clean up the edges and then put some heat shrink around it maybe. But now you have a little extra, so it's not just going to fall out on you just in case. So that's perfect. And then whatever we want for the belt attachment. Hell yeah. Now looking back on the design of the trim jig, I am going to take this notch out. Turns out it's not really needed. Mainly because, yeah, the antenna is going to stop it. So when it's on your body, on your vest, whatever, you can take the tab, pull it, and you can pull this right out, check it, do what you need to do, and then just hit that right there. And now no matter what, even if there's no retention on the MRD, it's not coming out. So the Baofeng U5R Pro, right? UV-9R Pro, wow, is now holstered. So this mold is pretty good. I like it. Seems to, like I said, seems to be shaped pretty well. Holding it open bottom, so if you have anything in there, it's going to fall out, but there's no possible way to push this through. And minimum material is really needed. So you'll need 2 eyelets and then, you know, 6 screws, 6 bolts, and that's it. You know, so this is looking pretty good. So I'm digging it, absolutely digging it. And the last step here is I went ahead and I just melted that together, so clean, doesn't come apart, and you can use that as a handle. So I'm really digging this. This is going to stay back here, and then of course, like I said, you could throw it on with a tech lock or anything that has the tech lock on it, so you can put the wheel on it or anything like that. I am going to go ahead, modify this. I do like the shape of it. I am really enjoying it, to be honest with you, and the transition from MRD to closed loop right here, I do like it. So this is finally a wrap. It looks like I got to do a gen, this is number 3 that I have to do after I modified this, so no big deal. I'm gonna go change that in the program and then head out another trim jig, and this mold is all set. So just a tip and a trick to you guys making it: when you're doing a fold and there's you're doing it so it has eyelets, make sure you raise the center, because if you don't raise the center, then you're not going to have that sight channel right here, and then it's gonna look dumb or not even going to work. So I'm glad I spotted that before I did anything, and I was able to print this right here. So the molds after this are going to work out. So hopefully I have a potential 100 of these units I have to ship out to Texas. So that's good. The old mold, which does work, it's just like I said, you can do a rubber bushing in here if you wanted. It does work. So I don't know if someone wants this online, and maybe, I don't know, we'll see. You know what, I'd rather have good stuff out with my name on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and chalk this up as a win. Finally make that slight modification and move on to the next one. So thank you guys for watching on this journey. It came out great. So I have a couple more radios to do. I got a couple more models, and I will release those on pretty much here and my social media when the time comes. But for now, I'm gonna move on to the next one. I got a couple outside projects to do. I pretty much did everything I can in here at the moment, and I'm gonna move on to something else. So I appreciate you guys. Huge shout out to Holstersmith for providing all of the material for making these holsters, and a shout out to you guys for following along on the journey. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Love you. Bye.